Hey guys, it's Gun TTI, and I got something cool for you this week. Everyone knows Canik does a great job in their budget handguns. There's a ton of versions out there, and they're all really good priced. Well, Canik teamed up with Taran Butler. Yes, Taran Butler, the same guy that made all the John Wick guns and trained Keanu Reeves how to shoot really well and shoot fast. Yeah, Taran Butler teamed up with Canik to make a really neat gun, and it's at a budget price for a Taran tactical gun. That is the TTI Combat. It is a cool little pistol from Canik and Taran Tactical. It is a team up to them to make a really cool and very close to a race gun for a budget price. Now this gun here was loaned to me by a buddy of mine who has not got to shoot this guy yet. So this will be a true first rounds review of the Canik TTI Combat because I'm putting the first rounds through it. Thanks a lot, buddy. We're gonna go over some specs of this guy real quick before we start our first round shots. This is very similar to like your SFX or SF, I guess. I'm not sure which one. They have a ton of acronyms. But what they did is they put a 4.7 inch barrel that does have a built-in compensator, which is kind of neat because that 4.7 inch barrel is fluted. The compensator is actually in the barrel or like on the barrel. The barrel is actually ported for the compensator, and then that compensator mounts right on. What's really neat about this compensator is it's a quick detach. So you just press this button on and it flips right off. Other than that, it's got really nice a fiber optic front sight, blacked out rear. It's got optics ready, of course. The optics plate does not remove the rear sight, which is kind of nice. So now you get to hopefully co-witness. Granted, I do not have an optic to throw on this today, but judging off the version that has the mechanic, it co-witnesses just fine. Now this guy does have really aggressive slide serration, so if you like to do your press checks or if you cut from the rear, whatever works, it's very grippy, so it's gonna work. Going down, we do have ambidextrous controls, so you lefties still get to shoot this guy and have fun. You got ambidextrous slide releases, you got a mag release that will swap either way, and it also has pretty aggressive grip texture there. So any of you guys who work in construction who have really abrasive hands and have a hard time holding on to those slippery guns should not have a problem with this. Me with my office hands, it holds on pretty good. I don't have to worry about nothing. So that's definitely a plus. And it's got these beautiful window cuts in the slide. Like, look at those beautiful window cuts. I mean, this gun is just good looking. But let's go ahead and show you that trigger and see what you guys think there. So, of course, it is empty. Let's go ahead and do a little, we're going to do a little take up to the wall. You'll see there's a nice firm wall there. And then the brake. Let's go ahead and do that reset. Right there. And then there's a tiny bit of take up to get back to that wall. It's very slight. And then there. Let's go ahead and just see that reset again. There's that reset. And there's just a millimeter of take up to get back to that brake. And it's very tactile and very audible. So you don't have to worry about did it reset? Did it not reset? It's there. This guy is pretty cool. This is Canik's first offering with a compensator, so built in at least. That is pretty cool, and that's pretty much the overview of this gun. It is a pretty light gun at around 29.3 ounces, if I remember right, and it does come with 2 mags. Also inside the box, you get the holster, you get the little challenge coin, you get back straps, you get the whole works. But you guys came here to see a shooting review, right? So let's go ahead and give you what you want. All right, guys, so this is a first rounds review of the Canik TTI Combat. We're gonna run the first set of rounds through the extended mag. What's really cool is this is a 22 round mag. Basically, they took the 18 rounder and put 4 extra rounds on that mag plate. And it's a Taran Butler Canik butt plate, which is pretty nice for that view. And Of course, it matches the whole aesthetic of the gun, which is also really nice. This is a very sharp looking gun with that bronze slide, the bronze accessories with that black frame. I kind of like the fact that they went that two-tone with it. But let's go ahead and put some rounds on target, see how she does, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get the first few rounds through here and give you a first shots review. All right, this gun is very low in recoil, as you can see. Uh-oh. All right, guys, sorry, the camera overheated because it is about 100, 110 degrees today. So camera did overheat, so I had to go cool it down before I finished this review. But let's get back to it. As you guys saw, this recoil is very low for what it is because that compensator pushes that muzzle down. So let's go ahead and show you one-handed and see what it looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and put some rounds on pretty quick and see how she does. I do have a full new mag in here, and let's go ahead and mag dump it, see what happens. Well, I hit some of those, but that's not the gun's fault, that's my fault. But it shoots really fast and keeps that muzzle down pretty well. So I would say this is a pretty good gun if you're trying to get into race gun or competition shooting, and you don't want to spend $5-6 grand on some of these competition pistols. This would be a good option for you. But let's go ahead and get some more rounds on this guy and finish off my first rounds review. All right, guys, I have another full mag here. We're gonna dump some more rounds, and then we're gonna compare it to another gun of mine that is my favorite to shoot, and see how she compares with that compensator on there, see if it really makes that much of a difference. So let's go ahead and put a few more rounds on this guy, and then we will do a quick comparison. All right, so we saw how this guy performs by itself. With this compensator, it does keep that muzzle down, and it is pretty quick to put rounds on target because that muzzle stays pretty flat. But how does it compare to one of my favorite guns to shoot, the Springfield Echelon? These are both full-size pistols. Now, this one is running a 4.7-inch barrel. This one's running a 4.5-inch barrel. So there will be a little bit of difference in the barrel length. And this one's got a compensator. And, of course, if you've seen my video with this versus the Canik, this guy normally flips a little bit more than the Springfield does. But we're going to go ahead and do a quick close-up shot comparison. First, we'll do two-handed on both. All right, now we'll do one-handed for both. Huh, that's odd. That's gonna stay in. We're gonna have a one failure to fire. All right. So that was one-handed, and as you saw, we had a single failure. Let's see if it even struck. No, it didn't even strike the firing pin, so it might have been a situation where it wasn't fully in battery. This round back in the mag and just verify that. But it did have one failure to fire. It wasn't even a failure to feed or anything. The round was in the chamber. It just didn't go off. But that was one-handed with the Canik. Let's see one-handed with the Springfield. All right. So back-to-back shooting, I'm going to say it's pretty close. I mean, it's close. I'm going to say the biggest difference is I got a lot of weight on the front end with this Streamlight, so that's helping keeping that muzzle down too. But this is normally how I run this guy. So that I'm not going to take the Streamlight off to see how it compares to this guy. But I will say, just the feel of it, this guy feels softer in the recoil than this guy. The muzzle flip is probably about the same. I'm not sure. We'll have to watch the camera footage to be sure on that. But feel in the hands, this guy feels a little less aggressive than this guy. Just my quick thoughts. Let me go ahead and empty these rounds of this Springfield real quick so I can put it away. All right. All right, let's go ahead and put that dud round back in and see how she does. All right, so this round is the dud round, the one that didn't go off earlier. So we got it fully seated, strikers ready. Let's see if that's a issue with the round, issue with the gun, or, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it seemed to work just fine. So it was probably just a failure to go into battery, and when I pulled the trigger, it seated the slide. We'll watch the camera footage just to be sure. Oh, last round hold open worked just fine on that run. My final first shots review of the Canik TTI Combat. It is a really nice gun. It is kind of on the pricey side, but it's cheap for a Terran Tactical for a race gun. So it's like right around $1,000 bucks. So you guys can definitely get one wherever you guys normally shop. I don't know how much that compensator is really doing to this gun. I will say there is a lot of blowback going on because you get a lot of just debris and nastiness going on there. This will have to get cleaned up before my buddy gets it back, but you know, hey, it is a really nice gun to shoot. I do like it. I will say my thoughts is I like the Springfield just a little bit more, but I've also shot this like crazy, so I'm really used to that over the Caniks. It does have a phenomenal trigger. That compensator does do its job. It does keep that muzzle down, and these sight systems are nice on this guy. So if you guys ever get a chance, check out the Canik TTI Combat for yourself, and definitely get out there, put some rounds on target, and maybe get into some competition shooting. This is gonna be a good one to entry level that. Guys, that's my first thoughts review on the Canik. If you guys want to check out any of the cool things in this video, check out gundt.com, where this video will be posted, and links that I cannot post on this platform will be there as well. I'm also on Instagram and X as gundt, and you guys can see all kinds of behind the scene footage. You can see deals that I post on a regular basis. Check out both of those. Guys, my thoughts, great gun. Definitely should check it out for yourself if you ever get a chance. Get your hands on one of these Canik TTI Combats. And as always, this is gundt, and I'll see you for the next one.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a